I am going to be going over the indirect cost waiver today, and I am currently sharing my screen, and the indirect cost waiver is up on my screen. This is for the academic cost waiver. We also have a non-academic cost waiver that I'll go over with you in just a moment. But basically, what we're going to do here today is just show how this is filled out. Um, you would be filling this out in conjunction with a proposal, and it's sent out before you send out the pre-award workbook, just so that everyone is on the same page as to what is going on with the indirect costs and why they're being waived. And so it's really important that this is done prior to sending out that pre-award workbook, and so that everyone understands what if the costs are being waived, why they are being waived. So what this first field right here is the project code and title. It's going to come from the um, it's going to come from the award or the pre-award workbook. It's going to come with from that information. And let's see here. I'm going to pull up a pre-award workbook. What is going on? All right. So I'm back. I just needed to get the pre-award workbook share or pulled up so that I could fill in the information. So the information in this first screen here is just going to be the project code and the title, and it can come from either the folder or the pre-award workbook. And this is the Cedar High School Tutors. And that information is on the uh, it's on the pre-award workbook. I'm not sharing that with you, but you would be able to toggle between the screens and get that information. The principal investigator on this is Dylan Kirkland, and the sponsor is Iron County School District. The signature and the date will be filled in uh, by the PI when we send this through DocuSign. The type of waiver that we're going to select, there's three different selections here. There's mandatory, which means that the sponsor is not allowing us to recover indirect costs. There's voluntary, which is indirect costs are allowed from the sponsor, but we are choosing not to collect them. That is something that should be very rare and is actually discouraged. And then the last one is the CP-CSU, and that is usually done with an agreement between our Outdoor Pathways or IIC, where they do 17.5% NTDC rate. And so you'll know when you're filling this out, you'll know which one of those this is, because those discussions are happening very early in the process. And so by the time you get to the point of filling this out, you're going to know exactly what you're going to put here. For this one, it is a mandatory waiver. The sponsor is not going to allow for waiver of or is not going to allow us to charge for the indirect costs. The IDC base, the current rate is based off of the salary, wages, and benefits. And for this proposal, it is $20,000. And so that would equal $9,000 that we would be waiving. The requested rate is 0 on this, 0. So we are requesting to have $9,000 waived. So that is just the amount, the current rate minus the requested rate. This justification for waiver is going to be filled out by the PI when they sign in DocuSign. And so this just provides the information as to why we're requesting for the waiver of the funds. The next section you'll need to fill out is the principal investigator, department chair, dean. These other items are already filled out for you within the template. But this is also from the pre-award booklet. And so the principal investigator is Dylan. He is also the department chair. And then the dean is William Hayborn. Again, all of this information is on the pre-award workbook, as well as the amounts that we're requesting to have waived is going to be on there. So, but you can do the math. So it would be 9,000 times 15%, 9,000 times 20%, so on and so on. But I'm going to use the pre-award workbook. So the Dylan is amount waived is $1,350. And you don't need to use decimals here. The department chair is 1,800. William Hayborn, 1,800. Shauna, 1,800. The library is 585, and then Spark is 1,665, and that should add up to $9,000. All right, and then that is it. I'm going to open up DocuSign and share DocuSign here in just a moment. Actually, I'm going to share, before I do that, I'm going to share the non-academic waiver. It's very much the same. The only difference here are the percentages. And instead of the dean, you have the VP and the AVP that are listed on here rather than the department chair and the dean. And the percentages are a little bit different here. But essentially, it's the same concept as the academic waiver. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share DocuSign. 1 second. All right. All right, here is DocuSign. So once you're logged into DocuSign, you're going to start an envelope. You're going to send an envelope, and it's going to create the process for you to send this out to everyone for their signature. I need to go back and I need to save this. All right, let me go ahead now and upload it. And it tells us that it found a template, a matching template for this name. And so we definitely want to apply that because it's going to line up all the signatures and dates everywhere we need it to be. So you can see that it brings in and shows us all of the different people. So we're going to just, we're going to pretend with our PIs here. The Spark director will be Sylvia. Oops. God. We're going to just say Spark. Let's put Carrie down here. Provost. Yanni. Go with Marcos. And Sylvia again. And VP of Finance. Did I already use Eliani? Oh, I did. I'll pick Nathan. All right. So this is going to translate over to the document here in just a second. We do need to fill out this email subject. So it tells you right here what you need to put in. So we're going to put Kirkland and Iron County School District. And then it has a little message here. And this is a request for the Iron County School tutor program. And it just tells them to what to consider. And so you're just going to fill this out, make sure this makes sense. And then you're going to put name. And then this all fills in. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to say next. And this is going to load the document. And what you're going to want to do is this, if you want to, what you want to do is you want to keep the PDF form data because it doesn't allow any of the data you've already filled in to be changed. All right, so we're going to just look through this and we're going to see if all of these things line up. We know that, so if you click on this, it'll say who it is that you want to sign this. I've listed Katie as our PI, so we definitely want her to fill this out, sign it and date it, as well as she's the one that needs to be able to provide the justification. And then she's would be signing as the PI here. But we don't want her to get this twice, so we're just going to go ahead and delete that one. We're going to copy this one and paste it again. So when she gets this, she's not going to have to sign it 2 times. She's going to go ahead and sign it just the 1 time. And then the next person to go to right here would be Sylvia, where she's going to initial, and then it will go through the process and go to each one of these people to sign. Most of the time, we're going to have them reference this 4.2 Yushi policy that determines why we would waive indirect costs. It's usually going to be that there is educational value to the program, and so that would be why we would waive those F&A costs. So, but that is something for the PI to fill out and for them to note within here. The justification why they're wanting to waive those costs. In this situation, they're definitely mandatory, but they're mandatory with also being within this 4.2 designation. All right. I think that I have covered everything in this video. That is our indirect cost waiver and how it would be filled out.